Welcome to Impact Duty. I'm your host, Manisha Dadlani Kripalani, bringing you empowering stories of friends and people I admire. Their voices have given me joy and the momentum to share their stories with you. Bhakti Kapoor is a health enthusiast who has practiced healthy eating and exercising as a way of life. Bhakti is a strong proponent of holistic well-being and integrates the science behind nutrition with food options that are traditional, local, and easily available. She believes in curating a roadmap for your fitness needs, be it weight management or treatment of lifestyle diseases, and helping you achieve your goals as swiftly and steadily as possible. Hi, Bhakti. Welcome to Impact Duty. Thank you for joining me here.
Hey, Manisha. Thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today, and I was really looking forward to our conversation.
Me too. You can't imagine how. You've had an exalted career as a nutritionist and more, and I can't wait for you to share your journey with us. Were you always into food and nutrition, or is it something that developed closer or in recent times?
Right. So my journey started back in the day with my parents being health enthusiasts. Growing up, I was always encompassed with health magazines, health shows. My mom is an ardent cook, and she would always, make these healthier versions of every recipe that we wanted to. And so the upbringing was such very nourishing, healthy, and hence the inclination to study food science. But professionally, I have started very recently. It's been only 2 years. During COVID is when I launched my brand. It's called Healthy High. Yes. And it's a virtually, nutrition counseling that I offer to people all over the world. And it's just something that is so overwhelming for me, because providing to a healthier community, giving back to people, helping them to lead healthier lives is something that's so fulfilling. And I'm absolutely loving every bit of it. So I'm so grateful that I found my ikigai. This was my true calling, and I genuinely enjoy every single day.
Wonderful. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that it's something that stemmed at the beginning of the pandemic. You're right. The pandemic has allowed us, a lot of us, to hone some of our skills that were inherent to us. And with that, Bhakti, I'm going to actually ask you to bust two myths, or to give us your opinion on two topics that a lot of people have questions about. I personally have the first question on my mind, which is fasting the best tool to lose weight?
So I am a very firm believer of intermittent fasting. I feel it really benefits many of us, because when you're doing intermittent fasting the right way, your body goes into an autophagy. So it helps in destruction of bad worn out cells and helps for the formation of new healthy cells. So that's what a healthy young body is, right? So it really, really has many benefits there. It also increases your metabolic rate. But again, if done right, what is very important is that the quality of food that you're eating during your eating period, and also consistency. Like intermittent fasting is something that you have to adopt as a lifestyle. You shouldn't be doing it with an intention of losing weight. You should do it to become healthier. It's always about gaining more health and not caring too much about the weight that you're losing. So when done with the right intention, intermittent fasting definitely can help you to lose weight. But if you're doing fasting for like longer hours, 24, 48 hours, and you're not feeling your best, your body is always talking to you. If you're getting a headache, you're feeling low on energy, I wouldn't say that that's a healthy sign. What is happening there is that you could be dropping weight, but you're losing muscle mass as well. And again, a healthy body is one with a higher muscle mass and a lower body fat percentage. So that's what you have to focus on. During your eating window, get sufficient amount of nutrients so that you truly benefit, from the mechanism of the fasting that you're doing, and you're able to really drop weight at the same time, gain better health. So yeah, you could use it to your advantage if done right.
Thank you, Bhakti. And the other question, and also linked to the pandemic, is the use of supplements. So we've seen the supplement industry flourish during this period. And a lot of us believe that supplements are needed during this time to boost immunity. And also because we've heard a lot about the terrible quality of food, that we're not getting our nutrition from food. What's your take on that? How necessary is supplements and vitamins and that kind of thing in our life?
Right. So as long as you really use your supplements as supplements and you're not, replacing healthy foods with it, so then it's absolutely fine. Because what happens very often when we're eating healthy food, like you said, yes, the soil today isn't as good as it used to be back in the day. So the nutrients in the food sometimes are lower than we would like it to be. Mm-hmm. And hence supplementation can really benefit the body, especially certain vitamins like vitamin D. We don't expose ourselves enough to the sun, especially people living in the cold countries do not get enough exposure. And then supplementation of vitamin D becomes very essential. Something like probiotics, very often, if you're someone who's sensitive to dairy and don't have access to other fermented foods, then a probiotic supplement is something you could really benefit with. Similarly, vitamin B12, sometimes your gut isn't healthy enough and you're not synthesizing enough B12. So then supplementation can really, really help you to lead healthier lives. And what you should be doing is do it for a brief period, like, supplement for a month, then give a break for a month, and then again redo it. So it shouldn't be like a long-term thing, but definitely supplementation is something we could all benefit with if done right, and it has to suit your body. Like, it should be what you need. Don't just opt for a multivitamin just because everyone's doing it. It doesn't really serve you any purpose there.
And how do I find out what I need?
So ideally, your healthcare provider, there are some blood tests that you can run and you can figure out. Definitely, you'll need some blood work there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And moving on to something that I've seen on your Instagram feed, a lot of discussion on gut health. So I'm going to take you to the scoop on poop and discuss the relevance of focusing on our gut and our bowel movement for that matter. Why is it so symbolic of our health or the condition of our body?
Right. So simply put, something that a lot of us are unaware of is that your gut is the epicenter of your mental and your physical health. Back in the day, Hippocrates said that all disease begins in the gut, and it is so true. So 70% of our immune system resides in the gut. Mm-hmm. Since the beginning of COVID, all that we've been wanting to do is focus on building our immunity. And what you actually have to do is take care of your gut health, because the minute that is taken care of, your immune system is going to do better and your recurrence of falling sick is going to drop. And also, what we really want from life is to be happy, right? So 90% of your serotonin is synthesized in the gut. Hence, your gut is basically your second brain. There's a very strong gut-brain connection, and hence taking care of this little organ is very, very, very important. Also, like now, when we eat any wrong foods, right? In the gut, there's inflammation that happens because of consumption of wrong foods. So this is where we really have to take care of what we're putting into our body. So your gut basically comprises your mouth, your esophagus, your stomach, small intestine, and your large intestine. Right. What is important for us is the gut microbiome. Now, within the large intestine is this about trillions of bacteria, both good and bad. So yes, we are more of bacterial cells as compared to human cells. Mm-hmm. And we really need to take care of this little ecosystem in our large intestine, which is your gut microbiome. So how we can do that is by eating a lot of prebiotic-rich fibers. Now, prebiotics are basically, they are like food to your good gut microbiome, right? Right. So asparagus, kale, leeks, oats, barley, cooked and cooled potatoes, cooked and cooled rice, and apples and citrus fruits, berries, all of these they contain fibers that are not digested by the human body. So they go straight to the intestine and they provide food to this good gut bacteria. So that's when your gut is happy because it's getting food for the good microbiome to flourish. And also probiotic rich foods like your yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha tea, all of these are rich in live bacteria. So these fermented foods, when you consume them, they are basically like you're flushing good bacteria into the gut. So again, your gut is going to do fabulously well. This is something we must do on a daily basis. Again, exercise, dealing with stress in a positive way, taking care of sleep on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. These all positively impact your gut health. And hydration, consumption of good fats, avoiding processed foods, avoiding your sugars. Now, when you have foods that are loaded with refined oils, with trans fats, with sugars, or high salt foods, basically all your packaged and processed foods, what happens is that forces the bad bacteria to overflourish. That's basically food to the bad bacteria. Hence, we must cut down consumption of this to a minimal so that we're only, your gut is only happy with the good bacteria flourishing and this bad bacteria is kept to a minimal. So these are very, very important things. Once you take care of your gut, you will see a positive impact on your overall well-being, from your skin to your mood, to your immunity, to your mental health. The cases of depression have gone up, of anxiety have gone up during the pandemic. We're talking so much about mental health.
Totally.
So again, taking care of your gut health has a very positive impact on all of these as well.
Wonderful.
So definitely the center. And if we don't poop on a daily basis, so basically we're keeping toxins within the body. Now these toxins enter back into the blood. The hormones stay circulating in the blood and causes a lot of disturbances. Hence, we must, really bulk up on fiber, bulk up on your water intake, eat very mindfully and in a stress-free environment. It's important to put our body in a rest and digest mode. So, take 5 deep breaths before you eat. Ooh. So that your body is able to really focus on the digestion. And, otherwise your body is not able to absorb all the nutrients that it should. For it to function optimally, you really have to put yourself in that rest and digest mode. It's something that's very, very important. So just as simple as 5 deep breaths before you eat works miraculously well.
Yes. Wonderful. Bhakti, I love that. I'm going to highlight that one more time. Breathing before you eat, 5 deep breaths before you eat. Wow, I love that. Okay, so I'm highlighting that as our episode nugget. And I'm going to take you back a few minutes. You mentioned cooked and cooled rice and cooked and cooled potato. What's that all about?
Right. So when you cook and you cool it, that means you refrigerate the potato or the rice for about 12 hours. What happens is the resistant starch really increases about 30 to 40%. Now that has a dual advantage in the body. Firstly, because you're resistant starch, it's a prebiotic. It's not digested by the human body. The human body lacks the enzymes to digest. Hence, it goes straight to the gut. Now there, the resistant starch is acting as food to your good gut bacteria. So it's great for good health. Secondly, because this is undigested by the body, the calories that are absorbed from your rice and from your potatoes are lower. So especially people looking at weight loss, it again works to your advantage that you get to enjoy these foods. At the same time, your body's absorbing lesser calories. So it helps you reach your health goals. Yeah.
Oh my God, that was lovely, Bhakti. Thank you. And that makes me feel better. Okay. Because living out here in the West, we tend to put away a lot of our rice. We need to cook in advance.
Right.
The thing.
Yes.
So, okay. So there's some benefit from all those leftovers. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. And taking us on to superfoods, the last few years, we see so much of what's highlighted as superfoods. Berries are superfoods. Kale was the superfood at one time. Are there really superfoods? And what is your superfood?
Right. So superfoods is something that is coined by the nutrition industry. There is no scientific definition of a superfood, but definitely these are foods that are more nutrient dense. So for a small volume, of consumption of that food, you get a lot of nutrient density, and they have nutrients that help in prevention of disease. So that's when they're termed as superfoods. Right. So since it has been used for really long, it is interesting to look more on these lines. And my favorite superfood would be moringa. It is a miracle tree. It has so many benefits. Like, it's just fabulous. It has antioxidants, phytonutrients, fiber, calcium, iron, magnesium. Like, you think of it and it's there in it. So it is really, really a very nutrient-dense food. I add it on a daily basis to my green smoothie. And you could add it to your soups, to your salads, to your rotis, and make the most of this. Also, berries are fabulous. It's something I do on a daily basis. Nuts and seeds are great. So right. When you look at food, you should really focus on nourishing your body. Right. That's very, very important. So it's anyways on a daily basis very important for you to make your meals nutrient dense. I don't refer to myself as a dietitian. I call myself a nutritionist because I help to rid people of a diet mentality. For me, food is all about nourishing, not punishing. So there is no deprivation when you're working with me. We're only focusing on really holistically nourishing your body. So be it mind, body, soul. I would share affirmations with you so that, when you're on your weight loss journey, you have to move ahead very positively. Every meal should be done with a smile. It's very important that you're thoroughly enjoying your journey. These are things that I really, really focus on. And strengthening your relationship with food is something that I believe is just so, so important.
Excellent. And that was actually my next question about sustainable weight loss. So I'm sure a lot of your clients come to you also for health conditions, but predominantly, I guess, for weight loss.
Right.
But as you said, we need to break the diet mentality and look at sustained or sustainable weight loss. You just gave us a great tip over there with affirmations. But is there another thing or another one or two tips that you'd like to share with us?
Most definitely, yes.
Thank you.
What I believe is diets don't work. Yes, a healthy lifestyle does. And you should create a lifestyle that works best for you, right? So you have to listen to your body. The body is constantly talking to you. No two plans are ever the same. We work on very customized plans for each individual. So depending on your wake up times, your sleep times, your choices, preferences, what foods make you feel good. Right. All of these things are what we focus on. And when it comes to two main tips that I would like to share for weight loss, they definitely would be adding a lot of fiber, bulking up on your fiber-rich foods, which are great for your gut health, which keeps you full, and also focusing on good fat and protein. Like I said, your body needs to be nourished on a daily basis. So good fat and enough protein is what keeps you fuller longer. Many a times my clients, what I've realized, especially in Indian families, is that the protein content is very, very low. And because the meals are more carb dominated, they end up feeling hungry very quickly. Within the next 1.5 hours, they'll be really hungry. So when you make sure that your meals have enough protein and good fat, you will stay fuller longer. And so when they start with me, what I get to hear a lot is that I'm surprised how my cravings vanish. That happens because you're eating more filling foods, more nourishing foods. So yeah, and also eating mindfully. Like I said, eating stress-free and just doing it for the right reason. Your weight loss should be done with a very right intention. These things are something that will help you to adopt it as a lifestyle long-term. If you're just hopping on a diet with an intention, I only want to drop this much weight, and you're looking at each day, oh my God, when am I getting done with the day? I'm really not enjoying the food. It's not sustainable at all. Right. So these are things that, when we work together, I really help you to find, and like you are the one who actually designs your plan, because there's constant discussion. We'll be giving you healthier substitutions, but eventually you pick and choose what works for your lifestyle, right. What is convenient for you at home, and accordingly you can reach your health goal.
Excellent. And that allows me to highlight or to bring out the fact that it doesn't really matter where I am, right? It doesn't matter where your client is. I could be sitting over here in Switzerland and you're there, and I can still come to you as a nutritionist, as my nutritionist, right? Okay.
Yes. That's the beauty of, yes, how things have changed due to the pandemic.
Yes. So it would be that you would be able to tailor make a plan regardless of where a client is based.
Absolutely. I have a lot of clients all over the world. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Bhakti. And what's your routine like?
Yes. So I believe that the morning really sets your intention for the day. And, it really sets the tone for the day. So my morning routine would be waking up, packing the kids off to school, and then focusing on some me time, my daily prayers, and then some meditation, journaling, and then getting to a busy day at work. So I do wind up work by say 5:30, and then again it's gym time for me, something that gives me my daily high, and then spending time with the family. So that's what my average day is like.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Bhakti, we've clearly seen an increase in PCOS. We've seen a rise in autoimmune conditions, allergies, and a host of other ailments. Why is this so? And is food a way to counter these conditions? And what's
Most definitely, yes. The reason for an increase in all of these that you mentioned, from PCOS to autoimmune conditions to diabetes to childhood obesity, is all because of increase in the consumption of processed foods, increase in the consumption of sugary foods, a decrease in physical activity. So basically, these are all lifestyle factors.
Mm-hmm.
When we focus on, again, going back to how our ancestors used to live, moving more, they had cleaner air to breathe. Today, we're just surrounded by so many toxins, simply from the products that we use on our face to the pollution in the air, to all the chemicals, your household cleaners, and all these toxins enter our body, and they're xenoestrogen. So they basically cause hormonal disturbances within the body. Now, the processed foods, say for, your chips, they have excitotoxins. They enter the brain and they cause so much of neural damage there. And they're very addictive. So you just can't stop at one. You keep eating. And then the high sodium, all the other chemicals that come along just damage your body. And gradually what we're realizing is that all of these conditions that make you sick are on the rise. So the best way to deal with that is just eat fresh food as much as possible, to stay away from things that are made in the factory. So definitely you would, you have to make a sensible choice. Now, say a chickpea pasta, though it's made in a factory, but it's still very healthy. It's, you opt for a good brand, 100% organic one. You're getting good protein. There aren't any other, chemicals or anything added there. So you have to pick right. And you don't have to really be scared of everything that's packaged, but definitely completely stay away from ultra processed packaged foods like your sugary drinks, like your chips, your ready cookies and cakes, and all of these that have a long shelf life. These are very, very detrimental to your health. So the minute you start to focus more on your fresh fruits and veggies and complex carbohydrates, so foods that are more rich in fiber, and stay away from your refined carbs. Also, gluten is one of the foods, because the wheat that's available today is so refined. It really causes intestinal perforations in the gut, causes toxins to release within the blood, and that causes inflammation. And your obesity, your thyroid, diabetes, all of these are also conditions that are a result of inflammation within the body. So we need to really take care that we keep our toxin exposure to a minimum, and we eat real fresh food as much as possible.
Wonderful. Bhakti, what's on your dinner plate or your lunch plate for today?
Right. So my lunch is always a millet roti. And to my roti, I add a lot of veggies like beans, cabbage, carrot. I love the crunch of these veggies in the roti. I add some husk to my roti, which helps to break the carb spike. So, why many of us often feel this slump in energy post a meal.
Yes.
That happens. That is an indication that we're spiking our blood sugars too high. Now, post my meal, I'm very fresh and recharged and energized because there are no spikes. So along with the roti, I did like palak paneer today. I did my bowl of curd, a good portion of, some other vegetable. Like today it was tinda, and not very exciting for many, but lovely. So half your plate, you should always focusing on making it vegetables. Some amount of protein is an absolute must, and your carb portion should be a complex carb. So millets are great. They're very nutrient rich, they're high in fiber, and they're just fabulous.
Lovely. Are you vegetarian, Bhakti?
During Navratris, we are.
Yes.
So currently that's on. But otherwise, I do believe that, you should eat to your liking, see what works for you. I'm not someone who's anti, meat eating. So I do consume it occasionally, yes.
Is there something we shouldn't combine that we regularly do, but we don't realize is a bad mixture? I mean, I know the old wives' tales, or my grandmother used to tell me never mix, seafood with yogurt.
Dairy.
Dairy.
Yes,
thank you. Yes, so that used to be like, no, you can't do that. Is there anything?
Yes. There is definitely, a cross indication there. So it's best to avoid that combination. Also, according to Ayurveda, fruit and yogurt is something that they say no. But I really believe that you should listen to your body.
Right.
If your gut is acting up later, then it's your body talking to you. It's a signal that you cannot do this combination. But I mean, I do yogurt berry smoothies. It works well for me. So I don't see a reason for you to stop that. Just listen to your body and go with the flow. Don't stress about food. Let's stress, let food be the most stress-free thing that you're living with. There's so many other factors that cause stress to us today. So, just have fun with food.
Yeah, I like that very, very much, because I mean, we do have to remember that we're individuals, and what works for you might not always work for me, or, even in the place we are in, the environment, they're all factors that play a role. And Bhakti, before I say goodbye to you, what's on the cards for you in the near future, and what would you like to see manifest?
So honestly, like I said, I very recently started work. It's been about 2 years. God has been kind. I have been lucky to meet some fabulous people along the way. It's been such an enriching journey for me. And I would love to touch the lives and positively impact the lives of more people, not only regionally, but also globally. I would love to do some more corporate talks so that, corporates are able to increase their productivity, and they benefit by improving their work culture. So I really believe that, a homemaker or a woman, even if she's working, but if she starts to eat right, it positively impacts the whole family, because I share a lot of healthy recipes, and then the moms get so excited. Oh my God, my kid loves this. And very often what I get to hear is that, listen, I started this weight loss journey, but my husband lost double the amount of weight. And that is something that, really excites me, because one person signs up, but there are 3-4 other people benefiting. And that's just so wonderful. So honestly, because this is so passion driven for me, I would just love to impact the lives of more people around me very positively.
Wow. Bhakti, thank you. That was wonderful. And with that, I'll wish you all the very, very best. Can't wait to see what comes out on your Instagram feed. I'm an avid follower of your account.
Thank you. That means a lot.
So here's wishing you all the very, very best, Bhakti.
Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure to be here, and really you're doing some amazing work. I am so glad that we could do this today, and you're helping empower people, getting their voices to more and more people. I think that's an amazing thing. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Bhakti. Thank you. Take care.
Have a lovely day. Thank you.
You too.